That was great. Thank you, Kelsey. All right, I'm going to move on to the next item. And this has to do, I'm going to do the demo of this first and then talk about what it is. So imagine you're in Claude or Google, Gemini or whatever, and you want to know something about Billy, know something about your Billy data. So you could say, let's pretend you're a project manager and you want to make sure one of the vendors for your project is compliant, if they're good to start work or get paid or what have you, then you could come in to something like this. You'll see let's just focus on this area here, a little AI chat window, agent chat, and you could say something like, is the vendor named best new vendor? Sorry, it's a stupid name, but that's what we're doing. Compliance on the project, Hamilton County, it'll figure it out. There we go. Because you're the kind of user who doesn't know how to use the Billy AI. You don't use it on a regular. You just need to get this information quickly. So, and the agent does some work. Close that because it's distracting. Oh, the vendor, best new vendor, is not compliant on the Project Hamilton County Public Schools High School. Cool. Well, you might say, have we requested their COI yet? If not, please do so. And it's telling us what it's doing. I'm going to close that and just split it. Okay. All right, so it says, no, we haven't requested the COI for them, but I triggered the request for you. It was successfully sent, I'm sorry, I'm in Europe at 9 p.m., which is now for me. So let's go over to Postmark and see if the email got generated. And sure enough, it has. And there we go. So without having to know all the Billy UI, you can accomplish those sorts of things quite easily. All right, now we'll go back and share some slides that we put together. I'm going to focus on, well, before we even do that, let me explain where this is going to be long term. So this is, some of you may know this already, some of you may not, but I'll just repeat it. There's a company called DataGrid that makes this project. They've been acquired by Procore. So long term, this chat window will not be in this app.datagrid thing. It will be in Procore. So say your project manager who already uses Procore can just go in there, open this up, talk to Billy, get things done. A long term, even another use case, let's say that a more interesting use case might be something like a compliance manager could do something like say, hey, look at the contract in Procore for this vendor, and then set up the requirement groups in Billy, and the AI could do that for you. So yeah, it's something that used to be done by hand becomes very simple. And then just a quick kind of overview of how this works. What are the pieces behind the scenes is there is a let's see, protocol called module context protocol. And basically an AI agent, this is a protocol that lets the AI agent talk to a module context protocol server. So like Billy has implemented. So it takes basically we implement the tools at a lot like a REST API that says, these are the things that you can do. Procore, through this protocol, will call Billy and say, what are the various things I can do with Billy? And it'll reply to that. And then it will use the AI agent that's built into Procore to do, AI stuff, do the thinking, do the content generation and the analysis. Just a quick peek behind the scenes here. If whoops, where is this? If I look at the configuration here, I can see that there's an MCP server running locally on my machine that it's talking to, and these are the available tools, the capabilities it has, like list vendors, get vendors. So theoretically, what you can do with this is only limited by how smart AI gets, one, and what we choose to expose to it. So we can make sure that it can't do things that aren't safe or use accounts that it shouldn't be able to. We give it the set of tools that it is able to use. Okay, sorry, that was a long one. Any questions?
Just to confirm, Jackson, the little chat widget that is going to be baked into the Procore user interface, that's strictly going to be in Procore to communicate with Billy. It's not going to be in our UI anywhere. Is that right?
That is, yes. The sort of, I guess, pilot phase for Billy is to connect it to Procore. But the great thing about this protocol is it's a well-defined protocol. So theoretically, any client that knows how to speak this protocol and we allow to access our server for the protocol can communicate with it and do the same things.
Awesome.
All right.
Super.
Thank
cool
you
demo.
for your time.
Yeah,
all right,
nice
back to you, Hurricane.
Yeah. As Jackson said, kind of the idea behind this is exposing the data and the functionality within Billy to people who don't live in Billy necessarily day to day and don't, want to learn a whole separate compliance program, but just kind of want their questions answered, like a PM asking why is my vendor non-compliant, or taking work off the compliance manager's desk, allowing them to get requirements configured in Billy using the